Hello, Aries. Here's your weekly horoscope for March 21 to March 27th. Well, we are in your season. Yay, it's spring. And spring is marked in astrology by the sun moving into your sign of Aries. And in fact, it indicates the beginning of a new astrological year. Now, what that means for you is your birthday is coming up soon. So this is your own personal new year. So I mention this because just like at New Year's on January 1 for everybody, your personal new year, which is when you come to your birthday every year, that's a great time for you to kickstart your life in a new direction, or just to have any kind of new beginning, or to take off in some new direction. It's also a good time to put the past behind and to look at moving forward. Now, you tend to not live in the past. You're always looking on the road ahead and looking to race to be somewhere. And that's great. Your energy will be greatly increased this week. However, your ruling planet Mars is in the sign of Gemini and in conflict with Mercury in Pisces. So watch out. Either you or someone else may be starting arguments, conflicts, or disagreements this week. In general, too, you do often rush into things. So if you rush too much this week and you're not looking eyes in front of you, watch out for accidents. The Mars-Mercury square can indicate accidents sometimes because our head and our actions are not in tandem. It's a challenging aspect called a square, so that can bring up conflict between communication and activities. So perhaps a disagreement that might come up with another person is they're unhappy with something you've said or done, or that could be the other way around. I mean, that's usually the basis of a disagreement anyway. But the Mars-Mercury square is not fun. And although it's not in your sign, it's active for everybody. And especially people with mutable signs are the ones that you might be having some issues with. Now, aside from that, Jupiter in Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius, those are very good placements in general for your sign of Aries, because Aries and Aquarius tends to get along well. You're both kind of live and let live, and let's just go after what we want to go after, and sometimes you can even work well together. But Jupiter this week is continuing semi-sextile to Neptune in Pisces, and for everybody that enables us to dig deep within our hearts, our creativity, our spirituality. So if you're the type of Aries that balances out your physical activity and your interests with spiritual pursuits, by all means, do it this week. Or if you've been thinking of doing it, but you haven't started yet, now that the sun is in your sign, that's a great time to put a spotlight on spirituality and any kind of interest that deal with mysticism or philosophy even. We still have the planet Uranus in Taurus squaring Saturn in Aquarius. Uranus is in a money house for you in a solar chart, so financial issues may come up this week. Basically, this aspect is on and off all year, so it's not just this week. I want to correct myself. But financial issues may suddenly come up for you or for other people that involve you. Sometimes it's joint finances that will maybe take a little bit of a hit. In general, just watch good balance in the area of money, and usually what this aspect means is it might be a time to change some of the structures of your finances. So for example, mortgages could come due, investments could come due, or even if money suddenly arrived, don't we all love that? It's a time to perhaps put that into some sort of investment or pay off some debt or whatever. And so these are the kinds of things that might happen in the area of finances for you this week and on and off for this year. Additionally, we do have Pluto in Capricorn. It's going to oppose the moon in Cancer Monday night and Tuesday morning, early afternoon. So that may make a T-square for you somewhere in your chart. So watch out for people being over-emotional during that period, and that person may be you. And it also can indicate someone being stubborn or trying to manipulate. So just make sure that you put up the barriers you need, or remind people of boundaries that you've set. And in fact, with the Mercury-Mars square that we have, this is a good time to negotiate new boundaries when needed with certain people. Now, Aries, you are the fighters of the zodiac. Sometimes you attract conflict even when you're not looking for it. But I would think that with the sun in Aries, there's two things. One, if anyone is coming after you, sure, by all means, defend yourself. But do try to keep things in perspective, because with the number of squares that we have going on with planets this week, including your ruling planet Mars, there is a tendency maybe for you to take too much offense or maybe not enough offense, and you should be standing up for yourself. Either way, try to find the right balance, and I'm sure that you'll be able to do that. You will certainly have an increase of energy this week. And if you do not get out and be more active, watch out that you don't injure yourself, because sometimes you rush headlong into things and, well, you don't see an obstacle in your path. So keep very aware of what you're looking at and where you're going this week. Negotiate as needed. Avoid conflicts where you can. And I'll bet that you're going to have a much better week overall. I hope so.